Hello, followers. How's it going? My name is Valerie. I'm a self-taught digital artist. I'm sick, so might be a little low energy today, but today it's tutorial time, specifically face tutorial time. And I've been wanting to make this video for a pretty long time because when you're a character artist, being able to draw a decent looking face is crucial. That is the focus point of any character illustration. It is the most expressive part of the body, and we as artists can achieve a great variety of characters, all looking unique and different just by tweaking their facial features a bit. I have talked about faces and facial diversity in my same face syndrome video, but today I'm actually going to show you how I draw faces step by step. In this video, I will be drawing in Procreate on iPad Pro. I only use two brushes, one of which is the default medium airbrush, and the second one I started using recently. It is this medium hard airbrush that I tweaked a bit and made this beautiful line art brush. Here are the settings in case you want to make this brush yourself, or I mean, you can DM me and I will send this brush to you, no problem. Okay, now that that is out of the way, let's get started. Now, of course, you might know that a head starts with a circle that represents the cranium of the head. If you draw a head from the side, then the circle turns into more of an oval because our cranium is elongated if you look at it from the side. But for now, let's only look at the head facing front. I will be drawing this with a symmetry tool because that is fast and because I know I can draw a symmetrical face without it. But if you're just starting out, I would not recommend using the symmetry tool and instead try practicing drawing it by hand. So when you manage to draw a circle on your 500th attempt, it's time to draw the face shape. First, roughly mark where you want your face to end. Here I put this mark about half of the circle away, I think, but if you want a longer face, you can put this mark a bit lower, or if you want a smaller face, you can put this mark a bit higher. Then, starting from approximately these two side points of the circle, you will have to draw two sides of the face. Each side of the face is made of two lines. The line from the cheekbone to the edge of the jaw, and from the edge of the jaw to the chin. As you can see, these side lines are not completely vertical, they are at a slight angle, which will slightly vary depending on your character's face shape. For some people like me, it can be easier to start drawing from the chin up, so draw these chin lines first and then connect this edge of the jaw to the temple. So practice drawing different face shapes, making the face longer, shorter, wider, sharper, softer, because the face shape affects the character's appearance a lot, way more than you might think. I also normally just add ears right away. I don't use any measurements or specific proportions for them. I like my character's ears kind of big and sticking out. I think that looks fun. And in case you want to know how to easily draw the inside of the ear, well, you're in luck because I've already made a super quick tutorial on that.
How to draw easy, simple, semi-realistic ears. First, draw the outline of the ear. It can be any shape and size you want, doesn't matter. Now draw this little bump. Now just twirl it inwards like this. Now mirror this little twirl like this. And continue this curve parallel to the outline of your ear. Now draw this line that goes from the inside and goes parallel to the outline of the ear as well. I've drawn this part a little too high, I'm gonna move it. Now go back to this bump that we've drawn before. Now continue this curved line that wraps around these two twirls. Add this little shadow right here. And make sure you have this Y shape right here, going from here to here. And now sprinkle some shading on top and you're done. That's your ear.
Got it? Great, let's move on. So after you determined your face shape, now you have to mark the proportion lines. First, I always start with the brow line. I draw a horizontal line where the character's eyebrows would be at the resting position, because obviously we can raise or lower our eyebrows, but here you should mark where they would be with your character's resting face. Here I drew it a bit lower than the middle of the circle. And also draw the vertical line dividing the face in half. That will help you with facial symmetry. Next, mark the halfway point between the brow line and the chin. This is where the nose will be. And next, mark approximately 1/3 of the way from the nose line to the chin. This is where the mouth will be. Can be slightly lower than that. And the eye line may vary depending on the type of the character and the size of the eyes, but here I made it like 1/3 of the way down from the brow line to the nose line. And this line should basically divide your eyes in the middle. And we can also mark the hairline, but we're not going to talk hair today, so this is what we get. I normally start drawing the face with brows. That is not necessary, but it is easier for me to start this way. Brows can be any shape you want, thick, thin, arched, straight, short, long. It's really fun to give characters different fun brow shapes, so you can try experimenting with that. But the general principle of how brow hair grows is it starts from almost vertical and starts leaning and leaning more and more towards the end of the brow. So you can start by blocking out the whole shape of the brow with solid color. Then you can take an eraser and make this inner side lighter to create this kind of gradient from the dark outer corner to the light inner corner, because we have less hair on the inner side. And then you can go add more little hairs here and there depending on the level of detail that you want. You can take an eraser and erase into the silhouette of the brow to make it look softer and more natural. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it does. After brows, I normally go for the nose. Now, the nose can be represented as this kind of diamond shape. The top half of the shape is longer than the bottom one, but this overall shape can be longer or shorter or wider, depending on the nose shape that you're going for. So just try drawing this 3D shape of different sizes and from different angles, and with some prices that will help you draw any type of nose you want. So this vertical line acts as a symmetry line. The horizontal line goes across the nose tips and the wings of the nose, so it will curve depending on the angle of the nose. It can curve upwards or downwards depending on the tilt of the head. So here we have the tip of our nose. Then I draw the nostrils, and then I add the nose wings and the bottom of the nose. And then you can make a layer underneath, but I normally do it all in one layer. So I just take an airbrush and color this entire shape in. And then I take a smudge tool and just smudge it in, kind of mold the shape of the nose, contouring on the sides and highlighting in the middle. And if you did this on one layer, then just refine all of those little details again, and you should have a pretty decent looking nose. And as I said, you can manipulate the shape and change its size and proportions as you wish to fit the desired nose shape. I do it all on the line art layer, so I later go in and color it with a lighter color so it fits the skin tone of my character and doesn't look like the nose is dirty. So now let's talk about the eyes. For most stylist characters, their eyes is their most prominent facial feature, and eyes can indeed tell us a lot about the character and their personality, and they can come in a bunch of different shapes and forms, like almond eyes, round eyes, rectangular eyes, fox eyes, positive cantle tilt, negative cantle tilt, you know. I always start with the top lash line, which consists of two lines, one that goes at an angle like this, and the other one that goes somewhat horizontal. Then, if you basically mirror this thing vertically and horizontally, so if you round up this angle right here and then continue this line towards the inner corner, you will get your complete eye. The bottom line is normally thinner and lighter than the top line because we have more lashes on our top lash line than the bottom one. You can just make it darker right here where it rounds out. And always watch this inner corner, because even though you might not want to connect these lines in your drawing, but just connect them in your head and make sure they are connecting evenly and don't look weird. Again, you can play around with the angle and the shape of it all. You can make the eyes look sadder if you tilt the lines downwards, or you can make them look more fox-like if you tilt the lines upwards. Then we have to give our eyes eyelids, and for that, if you're confident with the smudge tool, you can do it on the same layer, or you can create the layer underneath, which is what I will do right now. And then I take my medium airbrush, and just like we did with the nose, I just color in these eyelids. It doesn't have to be clean or anything. And then I take a smudge tool and I just smudge it out to create this smooth transition from shadow to light to give this eyelid some volume. Then you can add lashes. Normally I don't go ham on lashes. Usually I either add like 1 or 2 on the outer corner, or like 4 or 5 lashes on top and 3-4 on the bottom. That is enough for my liking. I feel like that's what my lashes look like because of how often they fall out right into my eye and get stuck there until I cry. So if you want to make more of a rectangular narrow eyes, then you can make the top line straighter and make the bottom line as rounded as you feel. But if you want to draw a big, cute, round type of eye, then it's different. In that case, I make the bottom line kind of straighter and shorter, but I still raise this outer corner a bit and make the top line really rounded and curved. Round eyes are more difficult to me than rectangular eyes, but this is what it usually looks like. Lastly, we have the mouth, which can sometimes be so easy and sometimes be so incredibly torturous and hard that I have to give it like 100 tries to make it look good. First, I start by marking both corners of the mouth with dots to estimate the position and the length of the lips. Then I start carving out the mouth, starting with the top lip that goes kind of like diagonal line, straight line, diagonal line, and then the straight line for the bottom lip. And then I do the same thing as with eyelids. I just color in the entire silhouette of the lips, put on some bold lipstick, and then I take the smudge tool and slowly smudge it out, making the lips look full, making the top lip lighter in the middle and darker in the corners, and making the bottom lip darker in the middle and almost invisible in the corners, so the opposite. I don't like drawing lips with the cupid's bow, so I usually just make it flat on top. And here we have our mouth, which is kind of relaxed and slightly open. But let's also try drawing a smile. We also start with 2 dots, which now will be placed slightly higher and wider because the corners of our mouth are raised and stretched out in a smile. And the bigger you want your smile to be, the higher and wider the corners of the mouth will get. Now we draw a straight line for the top lip and a slightly rounded line for the bottom lip. Now color in your lips just like last time, but remember that lips will always look thinner and flatter in a smile because they are stretched out. Now we add teeth, and 2 main mistakes people make when drawing teeth. First of all, don't draw the teeth right from the corners of the mouth. See here? Leave these little corners of the mouth dark. And second one is don't divide every single tooth with lines. You can just make these small marks that kind of show us that there are individual teeth, but also don't make the character look creepy. But if you are going for a creepy character, then dividing teeth as well as making the pupil super duper small can really help with achieving that unsettling looking face. If you want to make a wider smile, because this is a pretty tame, chill smile, the bigger the smile gets, the higher and wider the corners and the top lip will be. And then we draw a very rounded bottom lip, and the corners of the mouth here will normally also be rounded and not thin and sharp like in a narrow smile. And add the lips and teeth the same way we already did, and here we have our smile, which doesn't look very natural because the rest of the face doesn't match the expression. If you want to make it look natural, then the eyes should be squinting and the eyebrows should be raised a bit. And obviously not using the symmetry tool will also make the expression look way more natural. And okay, that's pretty much it. You have no idea how much time it took me to write this tutorial, and hopefully I managed to explain this in an understandable way. And I don't know, I might make a part 2 because there is a lot of stuff I didn't cover here, like drawing a face from different angles, profile, 3/4, stuff like that. But if you enjoyed this video, then press like, subscribe. I have more tutorials like this on my channel and other types of videos as well, so you can go watch those if you want. Or if you just want to look at the art that I make, then you can check it out on Instagram, Kara, or here on YouTube Shorts. And good night, good day, goodbye.